Hi everybody, welcome back. We are about to start our third lesson, grade 4, term 3, animals in their environment. Just as a reminder, we started off by putting our photocopy onto an A3 piece of paper and drawing a circle around with a cross to act as a guide for our drawing. So we had something that looked like this. As we recreated the cross and the circle on our white square piece of paper. Of course, you did it in pencil. And we used the cross as a guide to do the main lines of our animal. Of course, once again, in pencil. So yours would have looked very light. I'm sure you can hardly see it in the video because, of course, this is not a line drawing. This is going to be an art piece which is going to focus on color and texture and tone. So we don't really want to see the lines. So the next part of our experience, our animal and environment adventure, is to play with pattern. So we are going to look at repeated patterns and we're going to be working in the ring around the animal and the square outside of the ring. So I think one can be very inventive and very playful in terms of what one does. And I suggested that learners went away and researched their animal a little bit, looking at their paw prints, their spore prints, and also looking at their markings. So as you know, I chose the leopard and its environment, and I went and found exactly what its spore looks like. And then I went and had a look at its prints. And of course, if you've got another animal, you might have looked at giraffe prints, zebra prints, elephant skin, or you might have looked at a close-up of fur. So the idea is, what are you going to put in the outer circle? Is it going to be the spore print? Is it going to be the fur print or the markings? Or is it going to be the environment, something leafy? So last week they drew the animal and the environment, and this week it's about adding the pattern. I've done an example. And as you'll see in this example, I actually used the spur, a repeated pattern of the spur around the outside of the leopard. And then I decided to use this leafy pattern as a kind of like a motif in each corner. And I started to do smaller ones as well, but then it started to get a little bit fussy, a little bit too much information for the eye. So remembering that you will be doing yours in pencil, or the learners will be doing theirs in pencil, so that first of all, so they'll just be able to rub this out. But I decided to just leave it there so you could get an idea of, you know, what it looks like to keep something simple or to go really kind of detailed throughout the whole picture. So there is my leopard in its environment. And I'd like to show you another couple of line drawings. So keeping in mind this is not about line, but it hopefully will enhance the imagination just to think about composition and design and pattern. This is from an adult coloring in book. We're certainly not expecting lines like this or detail like this. But here we've got a lion, and you can see the fur on the outside. So one could do some kind of interesting techniques taking its mane as inspiration. Here we've got an example of a mandala with a hippopotamus in its environment. And lastly, just looking at a different one, here's some giraffes. So the learner might want to put more than one animal in, and here the skin of the giraffe has been used as a design around the outside. So as you can see, there are lots of choices here as to what to do. You might even want to do something to do with what the animal eats, or where it sleeps, or what it does, some kind of indication of its life around the outside. So use your imagination, and I will look forward to seeing you next week. Thank you.